trials tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Well then, are you ready to win this case?
Oh, come on. I've got nothing. We've got nothing. I should have believed you all along.
Yeah, you should have.
Charlie was in on the whole thing. He just came back here to fuck with my mind and get me to make movies again. Everybody was in on this sick plot to try and just put me down, and now because of it, I'm gonna lose everything. My movies, my credibility, just...
This is about more than movies, isn't it? A bit. You care about perceptions more than you let on, huh?
Yeah. I thought I had this all under control. I thought I could just put this movie shit aside and let it be. I mean, I guess I shouldn't put it like that, but still. I should have. I just let everything get to my head, especially a couple years ago. I thought I could just forget about it.
What do you mean?
The movies. You know that. The movies and everything. I made such a big deal about everything. But I never planned for the future. I just wanted to live in the past and the present and everything else, but I never made a move. I was just content to just make another movie, just keep on going. And eventually, it cost me.
Now, come on, man. You gotta move past this.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't want it to end up like this. Not again. I wanted a new life, a new beginning, different perceptions, but now I'm just back to being the movie guy. The crazy, goofy guy who does anything to make a stupid movie. I even told Charlie that I would go down fighting this. Like, who says that? But, I can't sell out, even though I know at the core it's all just so stupid.
Yeah, but is it? I learned a lot of things as a villain, and one of those is that you gotta make controversial choices. Not only do you need to make them, but you need to relish it. And you need to know that you made the right call, no matter who it may or may not appease. You're always gonna let somebody down. But at the end of the day, it's your life, and only you can choose how to live it.
I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of ticked that I let everyone take advantage of me again and trick me into doing this.
The way I see it, you didn't let yourself get pushed around or taken advantage of. You had a lot of pressure on you. It was bound to happen. And besides, did you ever think that maybe you're the one who wanted to make those movies?
Well, you changed some things. You changed a lot of things. But at a certain point, something's gonna give. And you can try to hide it, you can try to mask it, but you are who you are truly inside, and nobody's gonna take that away from you. Even yourself. At some point, you were just bound to make another movie. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so instead of condemning yourself for it, you need to move forward. Yeah, and I am. I am looking forward. A lot of this just comes from me not having any confidence in myself. I always would see people doing something else and thought, well, maybe if I do what they're doing, I'll be happy. And it never worked like that. And when I gave up filmmaking to pursue work and other real-life issues, I thought for sure that I had found my relief. I wouldn't be thinking about the same thing all the time. And it was nice. But at a certain point, I started to be haunted by the past, so now I've decided to take my own direction.
Which is?
Well, following up on something I mentioned before, I've been applying to more colleges, and it looks like I'm going to get into Providence College, studying film and video graphics. I figure, why not just combine the best of both worlds? A little real-life experience, and a little chance to get creative.
Yeah, damn straight you are. I'll even give you the Z-Tech scholarship if I have to.
I appreciate that and all, but you know that Z-Tech's not...
Yeah, I know. Look, there is one thing that's been on my mind.
Alright, what's that?
Why did you kill me off? My character. Why did you kill off my character in Crash Daniels?
Look, about that, please don't take it personally.
Is it because the villains always die?
No, that wasn't it, Zack. Truth be told, portraying your character was probably one of my favorites. For one of the first times I really had to truly act. I mean, the movie hero's an awesome character and all, but when you get down to it, he's pretty much just a more extravagant version of myself. But your character was something else, something darker, a stronger persona.
So then why?
I didn't want to. Charlie did.
What?
Yeah. It's as simple as I wanted to continue the legacy of the Crash Daniels series. I even had 3 more movies planned, and I wanted to make it a franchise. In retrospect, I guess it's a good thing we didn't, because the first one was time-consuming enough.
So you mean you had other movies with me in them?
Here's what little I did write. The Crash Daniels 2 script. Oh man, this looks amazing. I don't know what to say. Well, come on, you know what an appreciation I have for the great movie villains. Zack Masters could have been that, and I believe he was. And Crash and Zack could have been bitter rivals until the very end, if more people took this seriously. Charlie. You know, the more I hear about him, the less I like. Indeed. Well, be that as it may, it appears that my story may also soon be coming to an end. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't be too surprised at all if we came away victorious. We'll see. There is just one other thing I'd like to know. Yeah? Is there anyone else involved in this plan that you haven't told me about? Frankie, Drexler, Robbie, anyone? No, I mean, come on, man. Frankie's true blue, and so is everybody else. It's a shame sometimes that a few bad eggs has to just ruin everything. I mean, I'm all for a little backstabbing, but this has really gone on too far. But I'm thinking tomorrow we're gonna catch the real assholes. We're gonna make them pay. You know what, Zack? For once, I hope you're right. So, it was you.
It really was. So did you bring the stuff?
Yeah, I got the stuff. I'm gonna show you what it is.
Excellent. With this key, you will discover the truth. Or something like that.
You look familiar. You're sure that you're not just some kind of secret agent trying to set me up? I've had a lot of problems with that in the past.
I think you have me confused with somebody else.
Alright.
Now, and one more thing. It's crash time!
Do it. Dance.
Hello, this is Maxine Lyman reporting for Channel 5 News. Today, in local news, amateur filmmaker Bobby Gaines is on the stand today defending his case against Yukon Avery Point for filming in an abandoned basement in the Marine Science Building. You know what? Who the hell cares? Back to you in the studio, Chuck.
Damn it, where's Zack? He should have been here an hour ago. He better be here. He's my attorney.
Zack Masters?
Yeah.
I thought he was a bad guy.
It's a long story. Speaking of which, what happened to your movie, Aqua X?
It died.
How does it die?
It's a long story.
If you two children are done fraternizing, it's time to get started.
We weren't fraternizing, we were talking.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to begin today's trial of Yukon Avery Point versus Robert Gaines.
Your real name is Robert?
So? Your real name is Francis.
Fine.
Does the prosecution have their statement ready?
Yes, sir. Mr. Gaines has repeatedly been caught filming on public property at Yukon Avery Point, which is against policy rules.
Excuse me, what policy rules are you referring to?
Excuse me, you're on breach of trial. Please allow me to finish.
Very well.
I, the prosecution, seeks to serve justice to Mr. Gaines once and for all. His nonsense and his fake alias Bobby Productions must be put to an end. He's breached this contract and in doing so is eligible for a $50,000 fine, which he himself agreed to pay, as well as 1,000 hours of community service and 30 days jail time.
Is that true?
I think so. I remember signing something, like to stop filming, otherwise they were going to kick me out of Avery Point.
That's rough. Now what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gaines. Is this boring you?
I'm kind of bored.
And you're another one of those hooligans going around filming like you own the place. The fact of the matter, Dean Henderson, is that this is more than just making movies. He's putting others at risk. For example, he assaulted a young man in the Marine Science Center building. He punched him straight in the face and threatened to do more if he didn't give back.
Hey, that wasn't real.
So then what was it? Some kind of farce? Some kind of play?
Yes, Mr. Gaines. What was it? Some kind of movie?
I would like to submit that UConn has already offered Mr. Gaines a settlement to permanently erase all YouTube videos, past, present, and onward, to permanently cease filming in exchange for all charges being dropped.
And so, Mr. Gaines, you refuse the settlement?
That is correct. Additionally, the settlement is no longer an option. I highly recommend that we give Bobby the $50,000 fine, the community service, and ban him from YouTube.
That wasn't part of the deal.
There is no deal. When you break the law, you don't get a deal.
I did not break the law.
Oh, yeah? Well, I have someone who says you did.
Oh, really?
I'd like to call a witness.
Yes. Proceed.
I'd like to call Charlie Cooper to the stand.
Charlie, are you serious?
Ahem! Charlie Cooper to the stand.
Why don't we give you a moment to find your witness? In the meantime, would the defense like to present their case?
I bet you had something to do with this.
Something to do with what?
Never mind, I'll find it myself.
Before we begin, Dean Henderson, would it be alright if I asked a couple of questions?
I suppose.
Well, what about Officer Kira makes her an Avery Point employee? Does she have the cachet required of a police officer?
How dare you question that? Officer Kira has been one of our finest officers.
Really? Because I was checking out the Avery Point website and there's not a picture of her on the staff page.
Must be a glitch in the system. What's your point?
Well, I don't know. I just thought you would know a lot about the officers on your staff. I mean, has she ever been on trial before?
This is irrelevant, Mr. Gaines. You're the one on trial, not her. Trying to tarnish her record will get you nowhere.
That's fine, sir. I wasn't trying to get anywhere. Contrary to popular belief, I'm actually not a bad guy.
This trial isn't to determine your goodness, Mr. Gaines. This is simply business. Unfortunately, you can't go around treating the world as if it's your own personal playground. You signed an agreement in 2009 to cease and desist, and by violating that, you must serve the time and community service required of it.
If it's alright with the court, I'd like to wait for my attorney.
I'm sorry, but we've waited for over an hour, and Kira is still finding her witness.
Charlie's gone! You must have killed him!
Where do you get off asking that?
I'll ask whatever I want. And speaking of which, you assaulted him in that building.
How do you even know his name?
Know whose name?
Charlie!
I never said I knew him.
You just referred to him as Charlie.
So you admit to assaulting him?
Assaulting who?
Charlie!
How do you know that name?
It doesn't matter. The fact that you know him is proof enough. You were attacking him, weren't you?
I was not attacking him.
But you do know him.
I might, but how do you know him?
At this point, this is just semantics. It doesn't matter who knows who, what was going on that day, or who may or may not have been assaulted. It's clear to me that you were filming in that building, and there is no excuse for that. This is as much of a black and white case as I've ever seen.
Actually, Bobby makes all his movies in color.
Why is he even here?
Yeah, why is he here?
You know, Frankie, why are you even here?
I don't know.
Considering all the evidence, Mr. Gaines, I have no choice but to bounce you.
I object!
So he is real.
This man is a fake!
Mr. Zack Masters.
This is the real Dean Kurt Henderson!
That's right, because I am the real Dean Henderson, and this imposter is being real disrespectful.
Yeah, you tell him.
What's going on?
You were all fooled by that guy. He's no dean.
No, that can't be true. There's nothing false about justice, and I must bring Bobby to justice.
Don't worry, you will. I'll take the first shot.
What are you... No, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's dead.
He's right, my dear. I'm no dean. Much too much paperwork for me.
Cinema! I knew it!
Captor?
Luckily, I came prepared for this.
Oh, bravo. Whatever shall I do? The fuck?
Wait, what are you doing?
Go ahead, Zack. Shoot. You're a villain. You don't care if she dies.
No!
If anybody follows me, she dies.
I guess that takes care of that.
Frankie, you cannot be fucking serious.
What? The trial's over.
Yeah, but he kinda just kidnapped Officer Kira.
So?
Look, I'm not her biggest fan either, but I'm not about to let somebody die because of me. Isn't that right, Zack?
Again, man.